Welcome to my channel Coin Provenance. Today we will discover the most rare coin that was sold for millions in auction. Stick to the end to find shocking truth about these rare coins. The 1989 Washington quarter dollar is a coin that millions of Americans carried in their pockets without giving it a second thought. It passed through cash registers, vending machines, parking meters, and countless everyday transactions. Yet behind this seemingly ordinary 25-cent piece lies a fascinating story of American history, artistic craftsmanship, changing metal compositions, and a collecting market where the finest examples have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. Although the 1989 quarter is considered a modern coin, its design traces its origins back to one of the most significant anniversaries in United States history. The Washington quarter first entered circulation in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the nation's first president. Originally intended as a one-year commemorative coin, its popularity quickly convinced the United States Mint to make it the permanent replacement for the standing Liberty quarter. By the time the 1989 issue was struck, the Washington quarter had already become one of the most familiar and longest-running coin designs in American history, representing more than half a century of continuous production. The obverse of the 1989 Washington quarter features a dignified portrait of George Washington facing left. This iconic design was created by sculptor John Flanagan, who based his work on a marble bust sculpted in 1786 by the renowned French artist Jean-Antoine Houdon. Rather than portraying Washington as a military hero in dramatic fashion, Flanagan chose a calm and realistic profile that reflected wisdom, strength, and leadership. Above the portrait appears the word Liberty, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," is positioned to the left of Washington's neck. The date, 1989, is displayed below the portrait, and the mint mark, when present, appears just to the right of the date. The reverse of the coin also showcases John Flanagan's artistic vision. At its center stands a powerful bald eagle with its wings partially spread, symbolizing freedom, courage, and national pride. The eagle rests upon a bundle of arrows, representing America's readiness to defend itself, while olive branches curve beneath the arrows as a timeless symbol of peace. Encircling the design are the inscriptions "United States of America" across the top and "quarter dollar" along the bottom. Above the eagle appears the Latin motto, "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many, one," a phrase that reflects the unity of the states within the nation. By 1989, the United States Mint produced Washington quarters at 3 different facilities. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint carried no mint mark, while those produced at the Denver Mint displayed a small D mint mark. The San Francisco Mint struck proof versions marked with an S. These proof coins were not intended for circulation but were specially manufactured for collectors using polished dies and carefully prepared blanks. The result was a brilliant coin with mirrored backgrounds and sharply detailed frosted lines that highlighted every feature of the artwork. The composition of the 1989 Washington quarter reflects an important chapter in American coinage history. Until 1964, quarters were struck using an alloy containing 90% silver and 10% copper. However, rising silver prices during the 1960s made it too expensive to continue producing circulating silver coins. Beginning in 1965, the Mint adopted a copper-nickel-clad composition, which remained unchanged in 1989. Each quarter consists of outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. This layered construction gives the coin its familiar silver-colored appearance while significantly reducing production costs. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of approximately 1.75 millimeters, and features a reeded edge with 119 grooves that help distinguish it from similarly sized coins. Production numbers for the 1989 Washington quarter were enormous. The Philadelphia Mint struck more than 512 million coins, while the Denver Mint produced over 896 million examples. The San Francisco Mint added approximately 3.2 million proof quarters for collectors. These high mintages explain why circulated examples remain common today. However, Coins preserved in exceptional condition are surprisingly scarce because most entered circulation immediately and accumulated scratches, contact marks, and wear over many years of use. Condition plays a critical role in determining value. Collectors rely on the Sheldon grading scale, which ranges from poor, 1 to mint state, 70 for circulation strikes, and proof, 70 for proof coins. While a worn 1989 quarter generally remains worth only its face value, high-grade, uncirculated examples with brilliant mint luster, sharp strikes, and virtually flawless surfaces are much more difficult to locate. Registry collectors often compete aggressively for these finest-known specimens, driving auction prices into the thousands of dollars despite the coin's otherwise common status. Another fascinating aspect of the 1989 Washington quarter is the existence of mint errors and varieties. During the minting process, mistakes occasionally occurred, creating coins with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, double dies, broad strikes, or struck-through errors. Because these mistakes escaped the mint's quality control, they became highly collectible. Depending on the rarity and visual impact of the error, some examples have realized hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, proving that imperfections can sometimes become a coin's greatest asset. Today, the 1989 Washington quarter serves as both a practical reminder of everyday American commerce and a remarkable collectible for numismatists. Its elegant design, historic origins, durable clad composition, and the possibility of discovering an exceptional high-grade specimen or dramatic mint error continue to capture the attention of collectors around the world. What appears to be an ordinary quarter can, under the right circumstances, become an extraordinary piece of history and a valuable treasure that commands impressive prices in the competitive world of rare coin auctions. At first glance, the 1989 Washington quarter dollar looks like nothing more than an ordinary 25-cent coin. Millions of Americans spent these quarters every day without ever imagining that some examples could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Yet in the world of rare coins, value is not always determined by age. Instead, it is rarity, condition, collector demand, and unusual minting mistakes that can transform an everyday coin into an extraordinary collectible. More than 1.4 billion Washington quarters were produced for circulation in 1989 at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Because of these enormous production numbers, the vast majority of surviving coins remain common. A well-worn example found in pocket change is usually worth only its face value. However, collectors know that hidden among these millions of coins are a handful of exceptional pieces that stand apart from the rest. One of the biggest reasons for their value is condition. Most 1989 quarters entered circulation immediately after leaving the mint, where they picked up scratches, dents, and signs of wear from years of everyday use. Finding a coin that somehow escaped circulation and retained its original mint luster is surprisingly difficult. Coins certified in the highest mint state grades are exceptionally scarce, and collectors competing to build the finest registry sets are willing to pay significant premiums for these top-quality examples. Strike quality also plays an important role. Even though billions of coins were produced, not every coin was struck with the same level of detail. Some display soft features caused by worn dies, while others exhibit razor-sharp details and brilliant surfaces. These superior examples are much harder to locate, making them especially desirable among advanced collectors. Mint errors add another level of excitement. Every coin begins as a carefully controlled manufacturing process, but occasionally something goes wrong. A blank planchet may not be positioned correctly, resulting in an off-center strike. A defective die can leave cracks or raised lines across the coin. Sometimes a foreign object becomes trapped between the die and the planchet, creating what collectors call a struck-through error. Other coins may have clipped planchets, broad strikes, or dramatic doubling caused by die varieties. These mistakes escaped quality control and entered circulation, making them fascinating pieces of mint history. What makes mint errors so appealing is that no two are exactly alike. While millions of normal quarters may look identical, every significant error has its own unique appearance. Collectors appreciate these coins because they represent unusual moments during the minting process that were never intended to happen. Professional grading has also contributed to the popularity of the 1989 Washington quarter. Independent grading services evaluate each coin's authenticity and condition before assigning it a numerical grade. This provides buyers with confidence and allows exceptional examples to command strong prices in the marketplace. Coins receiving the highest grades are often separated by only the tiniest imperfections, making true top population examples remarkably scarce. Auction records have demonstrated that quality can dramatically outweigh mintage. While ordinary circulated coins remain worth just 25 cents, superb mint state examples have sold for several $1,000s. Some of the finest known 1989 Washington quarters have realized more than $4,000 at major auctions because so few survive in such pristine condition. Rare error coins with dramatic and visually appealing mistakes have also attracted strong bidding, sometimes bringing many times the value of ordinary examples. Stories of valuable coins continue to inspire collectors to examine their pocket change more carefully. Although discovering a rare coin is uncommon, history has shown that overlooked treasures do exist. Many important finds have come from old collections, coin rolls obtained from banks, inherited estates, and even spare change jars sitting unnoticed for years. The real lesson behind the 1989 Washington quarter is that rarity is created by far more than age. Exceptional preservation, unusual minting errors, collector demand, and certified quality can all combine to turn an ordinary-looking coin into a prized collectible. While sensational stories on the internet often claim that modern quarters have sold for tens of millions of dollars, those claims are not supported by verified auction records. The documented sales are still impressive, proving that a humble quarter can sometimes be worth thousands of dollars instead of just 25 cents, making every careful inspection a worthwhile adventure. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Coin Provenance for future updates about rare coins.
Stay tuned.